Welcome to Messy Church, everyone. Things are looking a bit different this month, but we're going to do all we can to make it as much like the Messy Church you know and love as we can. Now, here's what you're going to need to join in with us. Today, you'll be needing some paper or card, some scissors, a bit of sticky tape, a glue stick if you have it, and as many colouring pens as you would like to use. And that's the stuff you'll need for the craft that we're going to have a look at later. It's also good with Messy Church to have a snack. I think cake is best. I would recommend chocolate. My cake here looks like an owl, which is very exciting, and I'll be enjoying that a little bit later on. And maybe a cup of tea or coffee if you're a grown-up. Now today we're going to be thinking about who is the most powerful, who has the most power. So I thought of a few different people, all of whom have special powers. And I'm going to put them in order of who I think has the most power. If you want to join in at home, why not find pictures of these 5 people online? You can print them out and put them in your own order yourself. Or if you even want, you could draw a picture. That might be fun. You could draw them in order from least to most powerful yourself. So the 5 I've gone for are Elsa from Frozen, Spider-Man, Darth Vader, the fairy godmother from Cinderella, and a king. And I've thought long and hard about this. The one I'm going to put right down at the bottom with the least power is probably Spider-Man. I read quite a lot of comics. And I think Spider-Man probably less than anyone. If he says something, not many people listen. He's got some good powers. He can swing. He can shoot webs. He's got strength. But I think he's probably the least. It's very close, though. Next, I would think I'm going to put Elsa from Frozen. Just a little bit more power than Spider-Man. She is the ruler of her little country. I can't remember what it's called. I'm sure you can. But she is the ruler of that country, and she can make ice flow, and she built that great castle on the top of a mountain. So she's got a bit more power, I think, than Spider-Man. I'm going to put an actual king just above Elsa. Elsa rules for a little bit, but then sort of runs away on her own, and the people aren't very happy with that. A king, generally, what he says goes. If he tells someone to do something, they do it. That's a great show of power, isn't it? If you tell someone to do something, they do it. You've clearly got some power. In second place, I'm going to go with Darth Vader. Darth Vader's got great power. He can use the Force. He can kind of pick things up without having to touch them. He can grab people by the throat. Darth Vader's got some real good power. But, spoilers, the bad guys, Darth Vader's side, do lose, so we can't have that much power. So I put him in second place. And I reckon the fairy godmother from Cinderella probably has the most power of these 5. She's able to turn like a pumpkin and mice into a coach and carriages and all that kind of stuff. And that, I think, is masses of power. Really powerful. So Spider-Man, Elsa, a king, Darth Vader, and then the fairy godmother on my list is the most powerful. So that's my list. Maybe you want to pause and put them in the order that you think is right. You're allowed to disagree with me on this one if you want. But yeah, you can just give it a pause, maybe draw them or print them out yourself and put them in the order you think from least to most powerful. Well, our story from the Bible today, we're going to meet one person who has lots of power. And we're going to meet another person who is the most powerful. So I want you to listen out for who they are, okay? Someone with lots of power and someone else who is the most powerful. And we're going to use these little toys I've got here to try and act out the story a little bit. The main ones you need to know is this guy here. He is going to be Jesus for us. So he's going to do what Jesus does. And this guy here, he is a very important soldier. You see, I've picked this one because he's already telling people what to do with his sign there. So he is a very important soldier. And you can find this story yourself in Luke chapter 7, the first 10 verses of that. So our story starts with Jesus here. It's just coming to a town called Capernaum. And in the town there is a soldier. This guy is a very important soldier. When he tells people what to do, they do it. If he says go there, they go there. If he says do that, they do that. So we're going to have a go at that now at home. Why don't you guys all get on your feet for me and join in so we can see what it's like when someone has lots of power. So how this is going to work, when I tell you to do something in your living rooms or wherever you are, I'd like you to do it for me. So the first thing is to wave your arms. Pat your head. Wiggle your hips. Now nod your head. Jump up and down really fast. And sit down. So obviously I have no idea, no way of knowing if any of you actually did that. No idea at all. I mean, I hope you did, and well done if you did. But if I was this very important soldier, and you were in my army, you would have been up and out of your chair as soon as I said so. This soldier had loads of power. When he told people to do things, they did it. Now this soldier also had a servant, but the servant was very ill and he was about to die. I put him in the servant's home here, lying down. I hope you can see him there. It was very sad. The servant was gonna die. The soldier knew about Jesus though. He'd heard about Jesus. And so he sent some people, we'll send these two, to go and ask Jesus to come and heal the servant, to make the servant all better again. So off they've gone to get him. Jesus goes with the people towards the soldier's house. There they go. Now when Jesus is getting close to the soldier's house, he sends some more friends to Jesus with a new message. Here they are. They go to meet him. The soldier can go as well. And the soldier says to Jesus, "Don't trouble yourself. I am not worthy to have you come to my house. Just say the word and my servant will be healed. He will stop being sick and won't die." See, the soldier knew that Jesus was the most powerful. And Jesus was amazed at the soldier. It made him very happy. The soldier, here he is, he knew something very important, you see. The soldier knew that he himself had lots of power. That when he told people to do things, they did it. But he also knew that Jesus was more powerful. He knew that Jesus was the most powerful, and so he trusted Jesus. The soldier knew that Jesus was so powerful that he didn't even have to see or touch the servant to heal him, just had to say it. And Jesus did heal the servant. Let's make him stand up there. The servant got all better. The soldier knew who Jesus was, and so he trusted him. He knew that Jesus was the most powerful, and so he trusted him. So if we look at our list of people earlier, maybe you still have yours, we said that the fairy godmother, or at least I said that the fairy godmother was the most powerful, and that Spider-Man was probably the least. Now, if we were going to add Jesus to this list, what we've seen today is that he would have to go right at the top, because Jesus is the most powerful. And unlike all the others, the great thing about Jesus is that Jesus is real. Jesus really exists, and the things we read about him really happened. Now this is Kyla, my wife. She's joined us for a second to show you a little bit what trust looks like. Kyla has known me for some time. She has married me. Hopefully she trusts me, but we're going to test that now. Kyla, I need you to face that way for me. Maybe take a little step forwards. What I want you to do is to fall backwards, and hopefully you're going to trust, from what you know about me, that I am able to catch you before you smack your head on the floor. Okay, and fall when you're ready. There we go, got you. Excellent. So Kyla there showed us a little bit what trust is like. She has known me. She knows that I'm strong enough, that I have sort of the power to be able to catch Kyla. And so she put her trust in me by falling. Thank you. The soldier in our passage knew that Jesus was the most powerful, and so he trusted him. Jesus is the most powerful, so we should trust him. Because of what we hear about Jesus from the Bible, we can know he is the most powerful, and we can trust him. I found it to be really helpful to know this recently. As we've been stuck at home because of the virus outside, it's been good for me to remember that Jesus is the most powerful. More powerful than viruses or anything else that might be worrying us. Maybe for you, something else is on your mind. Maybe it's just been so long since you've seen your friends that you're worried that maybe they won't be such good friends when you do get to play with them again. Well, Jesus is still with us and he cares for us. And he'll be with us both now as we think about things yet to come, and he'll be with us when we finally do get to see our friends again. And we're going to have loads of fun playing and catching up with them all. If you're scared about something, or worried about something, or if you're having a hard time, then knowing that Jesus is the most powerful will really make a big difference. It means that we can trust Jesus, who loves us and wants the best for us, and that Jesus, as the most powerful, has the power to help us. Jesus is the most powerful, so we should trust him in all things. Jesus is the most powerful. So now we're going to be making our craft together. This is a great time for you to grab that snack, grab the stuff we're using, and Vicky here is going to show us how we can make our own version of the story to play with and tell the story ourselves.
Hi everyone, so we've heard the story about the soldier and his servant, and we thought now we'd try and we'd have a go at making something that we can use to remember the story and perhaps to tell the story ourselves. So here we've got the soldier's house. Another word for him is a centurion. So we've got his house, and we've got the centurion here with his friends, and then we've got Jesus and all of the people following to find out what's going on this side. So we're going to have a go at making that. So today we're going to need to grab some things around the house. So we're going to need some card, some sellotape, some glue, coloured pens, scissors, maybe a black pen to help you draw, a pencil, something like that. And that's it. So we start off with our strip of paper. We're going to fold it so it gets 4 sections. So fold it in half and fold it in half again. Now you can see it's basically the 4 walls of a house. So now we've got that, we need to put on the windows and the door. Windows are here and the door, doesn't matter which order they're in, but don't forget we don't want to draw a big thick line there because that's going to open as the door. Got the 4 there. Now this bit with the scissors might need to get the grown-ups to help you children start you off, but then you'll be able to cut it, I'm sure. So what I did with these 2 was sort of stab through the middle, up the top, cut those 2 out, so they're done. And then here you can see I've just started cutting that off, so we just finished that one off around there and then up around there, and we've got 3 windows. Doesn't matter if your door is somewhere different to this one, as long as you've got a door and 3 windows. Now we've got that, we need to cut out our door as well, and then on the other side we need to draw the inside of this soldier's house. Now inside the house here was the poorly servant lying in bed, there's somebody here on a chair watching, and I've put, you can see there's a picture on the wall and some flowers there over by the window. So here is your house. Now when you've got your house, if you stand it up you might need to just sort out the folds so it stands together like a house, but that is your house. So what we'll do now is we'll just put a bit of sellotape down to hold that together so we can see that that is our house built. Now houses at the time did have flat roofs, so we don't need to worry about a roof because it would have been flat. So they used to go up on the roof there. Look, so here we can now see is our soldier's house. So why don't we write on the top here, soldier's house, just to remind us. So here we've got the house. Now when you're at home and you've done this, you better look through the windows and see the soldier, or the servant, sorry, asleep. Now we put that over there. So now we need to have the soldier coming home with his friends. And for this, I've just used the inside of a cereal packet, taken the back off, and I'm going to use that card. So because I'm not great at drawing, I've hopefully made it much more simple for you. So I've put, there's the body essentially. I put on some feet, they all wore sandals, nice and easy. And then going up from there, I've done like a sausage for the arm, a few fingers. And then essentially it's a circle for his head, and then either a beard or hair. So here is the starter, and then this is the one that I've done so you can see. Now to make him stand up, we've got a simple triangle at the back. So there are the 3, the soldier and his 2 friends, and here is a triangle. So basically this is a jammy dodger inside, and I didn't have one long piece so I've stuck it together, doesn't matter. And then you can make the triangle, which will then help it stand up. This is a bigger one because of the other people. So these guys, colour them in and they can stand over there. And so then we'll stick this one together because we need it for the bigger group of people. So notice this is a slightly bigger triangle. So here's our triangle. We now need our people. So having done my drawings like this, you can see I've then coloured them in, and some have got no hair, such a lady there, bald, go crazy, yeah. And then what we need to do is we need to stick him onto the triangle so he'll stand up. So we'll put a little bit of glue on the back of that. Don't worry, got it on the table. I'm sure it doesn't matter in your house either, same as ours. So now we can see that here is Jesus with all the people coming to the house, and just before they get there, the soldier's there with his, and you can tell the story that we heard today. Have a go at home. Share your pictures, share your craft. Let's see it on our Facebook page. That would be fantastic. Thank you. Enjoy.
In the description for this video, if you're watching on YouTube, somewhere down there should be a link to a song we can sing together called The Hero. It's all about Jesus and his great power. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll try and remember to put it in the Facebook comments for this video as well, in case you're watching it there. Thanks for being with us for this odd, messy church.